The city gates of Samaria stand as a formidable barrier, heavily guarded against the desolation beyond. Within the city walls, the people of Samaria are gaunt, their eyes reflecting the desperation of a city gripped by famine. Emaciated children clutch at their mothers' skirts, their fragile ribs visible beneath thin rags, a stark testament to the famine's cruelty. Haggard mothers desperately search for food, their faces etched with worry, as desperate merchants hawk meager wares in raspy, weak voices. Beneath the relentless sun, the leper colony stands as a stark testament to despair, where four figures, Elam, Japheth, Gideon, and Azariah, bear the visible marks of their suffering. Exiled beyond the city walls, they confront a grim choice: succumb to starvation in their desolation, or risk a desperate gamble in the Aramean camp. Elam's voice cuts through the heavy silence, driven by a fierce urgency. "What do we have to lose? Death awaits us here." His words hang in the air, a chilling reminder of their fate, as the sun beats down mercilessly on their ravaged bodies. Under the shroud of night, four figures tentatively advance toward the Aramean camp. An unsettling silence blankets the deserted camp, amplifying their mounting dread. They cautiously enter the camp, their footsteps muffled by the stillness. A palpable sense of fear permeates the air as they navigate through the abandoned tents. They tread deeper into the camp, the eerie quiet heightening their trepidation. Under the veil of night, Elam, Japheth, Gideon, and Azariah cross the threshold of an Aramean tent, their figures silhouetted against the dim light. A symphony of scents, roasted meats, and sweet fruits fills their nostrils, a stark contrast to the deprivations they've endured. Their eyes widen, reflecting the soft glow of candlelight on piled food, brimming water skins, and glittering riches. "We can't believe our eyes," Gideon exclaims, his voice a mixture of disbelief and elation. Weary bodies find solace in the unexpected bounty, a moment of respite etched in their grateful expressions. Under the pale dawn, the lepers stand among the silent tents, a dawning realization washing over them. Azariah's voice breaks the silence. "This is not right. We must tell the city." Fear grips their hearts, but a flicker of conscience rekindles their humanity, urging them to act. They debate, their faces etched with the conflict between self-preservation and duty. The abandoned camp stretches before them, a stark reminder of the choices they face. Driven by a newfound sense of purpose, they resolve to carry the burden of truth to the city. Under the blazing sun, the lepers, cloaked in rags and etched with exhaustion, cautiously approach the imposing city gates of Samaria. Sunlight catches the formidable metal reinforcements of the gates, highlighting their cold, unyielding strength. They pause, gathering their strength, and cup their hands around their mouths, preparing to project their voices toward the indifferent gatekeepers above. Japheth's voice pierces the air, carrying a desperate plea. "The Aramean camp is deserted. It is filled with food and riches." His words hang in the air, a fragile offering of hope against the backdrop of their grim reality. The massive city gates loom, silent and imposing, as they await a response that could change everything. Tension fills the throne room as King Jehoram sits heavily, his face a mask of worry. His advisors stand in silent concern, their expressions mirroring the king's unease. A royal messenger arrives, his voice trembling as he delivers urgent news. Jehoram listens intently, his eyes narrowing as suspicion begins to dawn. This sounds too good to be true. It must be a ruse. At the city walls of Samaria, an officer prepares to venture into the unknown under royal command. The officer, now astride his chariot, leads his company toward the Aramean encampment. Two chariots rumble forward, each carrying soldiers alert and armed, advancing cautiously. As the chariots approach the edge of enemy territory, caution grips the air. The officer and his men arrive at the desolate Aramean camp, a scene of sudden abandonment. They survey the deserted surroundings, each detail confirming the lepers' unbelievable tale. Abandoned supplies and discarded equipment paint a clear picture of a hasty retreat. The officer assesses the scene, the evidence of fear and urgency palpable in the air. The men stand among the remnants, silent witnesses to a flight driven by unseen terror. The officer, weary from his journey, his face etched with the weight of his discoveries, returns to Samaria's gates. He stands before the king, his expression grave, bearing tidings that will soon ignite the city. As news of the officer's report spreads, jubilation erupts within the city walls, a stark contrast to the despair that had lingered. Driven by hunger, the people surge toward the gates, their gaunt faces reflecting a desperate yearning for sustenance. A chorus of shouts erupts as the gates of Samaria burst open, unleashing a tide of desperate citizens. Elation and ravenous hunger merge on their faces as the citizens pour out. They surge forward, a desperate wave crashing towards the abandoned Aramean camp. The crowd surges, driven by the promise of sustenance, a chaotic ballet of desperation. A sea of faces, each etched with a mixture of hope and raw need, advances on the camp. The abandoned camp awaits, promising relief from their agonizing hunger. At the Samaria city gates, King Jehoram commands, his gesture firm and authoritative. His chief aide receives the order with a subtle nod, obedience masking his inner doubt. A fleeting expression of skepticism briefly clouds the aide's face, betraying his true feelings. He struggles to conceal his dismissive view of the recent prophecy, his composure wavering. The city gates loom large, silent witnesses to the unfolding drama and the aide's inner conflict. At the city gates of Samaria, a desperate multitude surges through, their arms overflowing with provisions. Amidst the chaos, the chief aide loses his footing, a flicker of shock crossing his face as he falls. Pain contorts his features as he is swallowed beneath the relentless tide of bodies. His eyes, now lifeless, stare blankly at the sky, a final testament to the city's desperation. On the horizon, the lepers pause at the edge of the deserted Aramean camp, their figures silhouetted against the vast sky. From their distant vantage point, the faint sounds of celebration drift from the city of Samaria, a stark contrast to the silence surrounding the lepers. A subtle breeze carries whispers of the city's joy as the lepers witness the magnitude of their unexpected role. Elam, his voice hushed with reverence, speaks with a sense of wonder. God works in mysterious ways. The lepers stand silently, their hearts filled with awe as they understand the depth of divine intervention. King Jehoram sits heavily upon his throne, the weight of recent events pressing down on him. Sunlight streams through the high windows, illuminating the throne room with beams of hope. He leans back, a sigh escaping his lips, a mixture of relief and gratitude washing over him. A newfound understanding dawns in his eyes as he contemplates the power of faith and the unexpected ways divine intervention manifests. Samaria rises, a phoenix from ashes, its skyline now a testament to resilience and renewal. Former lepers, once outcasts, now stride through the city's heart, their faces radiating newfound dignity and strength. The air vibrates with hope, each corner echoing stories of transformation and unity. The city's vibrant markets pulse with life, a colorful tapestry woven from threads of shared prosperity. As the scene fades, the essence of Samaria optimism and promise lingers, painting a future bright with possibilities.